been a dreamer, still been a dreamer.
Hello, I'm Justin Lee Collins, and in Rock of Ages I play Dennis Dupree. My character is the owner of the Bourbon Room nightclub. It's on the Sunset Strip in LA. It's set in around 1987, and Dennis is kind of the old wise head. All this craziness is going on around him, and he's somewhat of an old hippie. Think the Big Lebowski, really, and then that's Dennis Dupree. No, it's safe to say I don't get stage fright. I suppose I got nerves in the beginning because this is a new experience for me and something that I'm not really used to. I mean, I've got very nervous in the past with other things that I've done, but no, with this performance nerves, you know, the adrenaline and the eagerness to go on, yes, but stage fright, no. The one exchange in the show that I have with Shane Ward, I missed my cue because I was just larking around in the wings by a good minute, to the point where Shane just had to start talking to the audience. All right, how you doing? Right, where have you come from? You having a nice time? Whilst waiting for me to come on. Goodness knows what I was doing. I don't wear a lot of it. They put a little bit of powder on, a little bit of guy liner, and I have to say I quite like the guy liner. I think it works for me. I think it brings out my eyes. My favourite rock song in the show is Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. I'm a child of the 80s, so that song was huge for me when it first came out. I used to sing it at school all the time, during class. Didn't go down very well. So in the show, that's probably my favourite. How do I keep my performance fresh? Well, it's difficult because obviously you're doing the same show 8 times a week, 6 nights a week. But you know, it's not a play, it's not Warhorse or Jerusalem. It's fun. It's, you know, Spinal Tap meets Rocky Horror, as someone said. So, you know, there's a certain, you can have fun with it, and we do have fun with it. I have the dullest wardrobe in the show because I'm the old hippie, so I don't really have anything fun to wear, although at the end, without giving anything away, I do have these huge wings, which are cumbersome, but they look kind of cool. My favourite outfit in the show generally, I quite like the leotards in Hit Me With Your Best Shot. You'd have to see the show to know what I mean, but my wardrobe is probably the dullest in the show. Not that it bothers me. Yeah, Shane Ward is such a lovely guy. He's an absolute sweetheart, and it's a pleasure working with him. It really is. A very down-to-earth, genuine guy. So I think we connect on that level. Hopefully, I'm a genuine down-to-earth guy. I think. Maybe I'm not. I can't remember the last time I stood on a set of scales, but I know it's a lot. By the belt test, I know that it's a lot, but I'm not entirely sure how much. The show helps, yeah, absolutely, you know, all that sort of nervous energy, I suppose. Yeah. I've not been a comedian as such for a long time, but it's very different from television presenting. They're completely different jobs, you know, as different, I would say, as being a plasterer and a plumber. You know, just because you go into a building to work on the pipes doesn't mean you can plaster the walls. They are wildly different. I mean, it's all performance, if you like, but very, very different. I was signed to Universal Records. I made an album which exists, if only on my parents' jukebox. That has nothing to do with this show. I was, because of another program that I made where I impersonated Tom Jones, I was asked by a couple of songwriters if I wanted to work on an album, and we made an album, and I was signed to Universal, believe it or not, to a 3-album record deal. But then I was so busy at the time with other things, the whole thing didn't quite work out because I didn't have the time to commit to it, I didn't have the time to promote it, but this thing exists and it was made, and maybe one day it will come out, who knows? Or maybe I'll get the opportunity to do it again. I have no idea, who knows?